in the same clothes because when I made the video yesterday, I was on the way to work. I just got home from work. I work at Amazon and I had to get on here this morning. It is 5:53 a.m. I just got off and drove straight home and straight to record this video because wow, did I have a night. My Amazon is shut down for maintenance, but they used to pay us to show up, to not come when they shut it down. And they do these maintenance once in a blue moon, but this time they're like, nope, you're going to come here and just do what we can find for you to do. And I do not have a stacked bank account where I don't need to go because I need to grind harder on all my financial goals. This channel is a weight loss, time management. It is an entire vlog of my life, and it is me working on every area of life, which the focus should be religion, but that's, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out my life. But number one, God should be the priority. I'm putting my nose in the corner. I'm putting myself in timeout. I am sending myself to the principal's office for my video yesterday. It's deleted out of my phone. I'm not deleting it off YouTube. I did not say any names. And I did, okay, for the next 2 weeks or the rest of June, I don't plan to talk about men. Hopefully, because I was doing the most yesterday, but I don't regret anything I said because that is a very deep part of the last decade of my life as a single woman. Okay, today's video is not this one. I'm going to do another. I'm going to do a weigh-in. I'm doing a weigh-in every day of June and a talk and hopefully motivating people just to wake up and do the best they can with their life and to push past comfort. Okay. So yesterday at the end of the night, the work slowed down because today was the shutdown. So the morning shift, we're open 24/7, but there's 2 10-hour shifts. So I'm night and then days was going to come in. There was no work. There was going to not be trucks coming and whatever. So at the end, the last hour, we didn't have any work. We're just sitting around and I had only gotten 3 hours of sleep. Usually I come home, take a nap, do my day, waste some of my day. But in June, there's no wasting time. God willing, very little time because I need to achieve my goals. I need to do better. I need to be a good example for those of you that want to change your life, that have qualities that I've had in the past. I don't identify as who I was. I identify who I am in the present today. So yesterday, there was nothing to do. I sat there and I fell asleep and someone had to wake me up. I was all the way in dreamland. Because I had not slept, okay? I wanted to talk about that in yesterday's video, the one that I made about the relapse, not of drugs or alcohol. I don't do that, never have. The relapse of talking to men that are not possible potential spouses, okay? But we're not talking about that today. I am trying hard not to talk about men at all in the rest of June because I did the most yesterday. And I don't regret it. And I don't know if God would be upset with that or not. Now, there is in the Muslim dawah. Dawah is the calling to the oneness of Allah, spreading our religion. That's not what I'm doing here at all. At all. But in the most popular people, there's a big discussion about, is it okay for a woman to do dawah? Is it okay for a woman even to make YouTube videos? When I left work, I try not to listen to music. I want to fill myself with knowledge, okay? Despite what I feel people think about me, I love learning. I love learning what I choose to learn. I just don't like unsolicited advice. Or, you guys know me. I don't know how to talk to new people because new people will find this video. I usually talk to y'all that's been following me for years. I have to figure out how to bridge the gap. I don't know how. And I'm only talking to the ones that are liking my videos, that's been following me. If you watch my video and you don't like it, I feel like you're not trying to support and you're just here for entertainment, and that's fine because you could do whatever you want with my video. And I'm talking to the new people that might want to feel my vibe to see if I'm for them or not. I'm an acquired taste. I always say that. And it's just because I'm very passionate. I'm very confident. And I just have for me, my only judge is God. So I don't feel bad about how y'all see me. But I do have to have, we call it a dab, but I have to have couth manners. I have to bridle my mouth somewhat. I need to be a good example. Okay. So I need to care somewhat. But if it's not something displeasing to God and you don't like it, it doesn't matter. God matters first. Okay. I don't care who it is. Period. Okay. So yesterday was great at work. Fine. Kind of. But today at work, oh my goodness. I got there late because I accidentally made a 40-minute video. And I was into it because the best content, I'm a content creator. Now, I am demonetized. I don't know if I'm going to get monetization back or not. And no, I am not going to do videos here if they reject me again. I don't like being rejected. If they reject when I apply again, when I'm doing everything possible to don't go against the terms of services, I'm done. And I'm sure I'll still use YouTube because it's my favorite platform to learn. I'm an audio type person. In the car, at work, I'm listening to audio. So I'm gonna have a love-hate relationship with YouTube if they don't do that, but it's whatever is in the plan for my life. If I'm doing my absolute best, I can't be upset about it. Anywho, I did text the video to that person that I mentioned in the video. And yeah, I don't have to talk about everybody and everything in my life. One of my children, I have 4 children, not 3. You saw 3 of them on the vacation. My 4th child is like the most private person I've ever met in my life. Not exaggerating. So you don't hear me talking much about him. All you know is he has a computer engineer degree and he works with me. That's all you really know. He is so private. If I have a man, like let's say this man, God gave him, in his heart to want to realize that this lovely person that wanted to marry him is the one for him. Let's say we did get married. I cannot picture that. Okay. And I don't even really want that at all. It's just like a situation I've had over a decade. And that's a whole nother story. You could ask me about it in July if you like, because being a Christian to Islam convert, as people would say, we would say revert, is very difficult. And I'm not debating if it's okay what I'm doing, but some men that I've spoken to in the past, I just feel like someone that really, really studies is going to convert. That's how I feel. I don't feel like the person did a good try, but I don't think they really wanted to. If I was someone they really wanted to be with, they would really try. And I've met someone like that they got a Quran because they're interested in someone. And I was like, that is cool. That means you really like that person. You want to understand them, whatever. I'm not trying to convert anybody, but I did try to convert him. Not convert him, but, encourage him to study his Quran and to learn about the religion, not what you see on the news. And there's one other person he's Jewish. I really wanted him to revert as well. And I was way more religious back then. May Allah get me back to that point. I was very religious back then. That was like 15 years ago. And he never, to this day, he's still Jewish. I don't believe he did a deep dive either, but if he was really interested in me, I think he would have really tried to learn it. But some people learn some and think they know it, or God guides who he guides. The Christians believe that, the Muslims believe that. So it is what it is. I'm not trying to convert anybody. I am happy with the plan God has written for me. That is one thing I need you to know about me. Nothing bad can happen to me. And I'm like, woe is me. That's not in my mind. Anyway, that's not even what I am a talker. That's why I need to be paid, because I am a talker and I want to be paid. And you might see my views are pretty low, and I do whine. I will admit. I take ownership for what I do. That's why I don't feel bad about my video yesterday. I know my flaws. That is not becoming of a confident woman that says she is feels she's very like, confident and valuable, she would not be doing that behavior. It's a behavior I've been doing for over a decade, okay? It's a behavior based on certain things. It's something I need to get out of. In 2026, you saw me put it on my habits because it's something I'm working on. I know my flaws. I can list my flaws better than you can list my flaws. But I won't be judged by them because I'm transparent. No, I am transparent because I'm not scared of those that don't like what I'm saying or that feels they need to correct something from me. Someone is going to benefit from that video yesterday, God willing, because I'm not the only one going through it. And I'm not going through it anymore. I'm like 90% over it. And I'm going to say 10% not over it because I wouldn't talk about it for 40 minutes. I want to text them the video. But I texted them the video and I said something there yesterday before midnight so that I could start a clean slate today. God knows my intentions. I don't want to even talk to a man that's not a potential at all. I don't. I have no cravings for a man to give me attention if there's not a potential to it. That's a waste of time. People call it intentional dating. A Muslim, I don't know what they would call it, but that's that. A lot of people, their intentions are, is this a suitable spouse? I don't want a boyfriend. A lot of religious people, regardless if it's Christianity or Islam. Anywho, that is done. I'm on timeout. No more talking about men. I mean, if it accidentally slips out, it does. But that person, starting again today, that person or any other person that I've known in my past that didn't choose me, I'm not reaching out to them. I don't need any conversation with them. And out of all of them, he's the only one I would probably consider to be with. Only him out of everybody. Okay. Okay. So moving on to what happened at work tonight. I just left work. Okay. The first thing that happened, I'm going to skip all the way to the end of the night. I spoke to this lady and she told me I'm using it in a way. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. So if my future husband watches this, and I'm going to name it 3 Catholics, 4 Christians, and 1 Muslim. That's what I'm going to name the title because you'll see why in a second. First, I spoke to somebody who, let's say they make paintings, okay? I'm changing the story because I don't want to put people's business out there. If the person from yesterday's video, if he's very private as well. So I would never, anybody, my future husband, whoever, if they're private, I'm not putting our personal business on here, but I'm hoping they're a creator. That's what I would really love. But if they're not, I can just talk about my life. So like, I'm respectful of people. That's what I'm saying. So let's say there's a painter at my job and the painter only paints in animate, not real life stuff. So maybe the painter sees that I'm Muslim and wants to paint me a mosque, a beautiful mosque, like a real one, maybe the biggest one in the world with the sunset or whatever. Okay. Just because they're learning how to get better at painting. Okay. So let's say they made it for somebody in the building, not me. Okay. Cause I rarely see them, but I saw them today and I had so much downtime. I had time to talk to them. I had so many conversations today because there was nothing to do and I need my paycheck, okay? I just took 2 trips and my funds are low. So I have to be there and we have shut down again tonight. But anyway, so she's telling me she was nervous to draw. I'm changing what it is, but she was like, I was nervous, hoping that the person I was making this mosque for would love it because I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to put something I shouldn't. She was so considerate. I was like, wow, this is beautiful. She's not Muslim, but the person is. She was like, yeah, because my family member, let's say her aunt, that's 75, converted to Islam 2 years ago. It's not an aunt, but it is a relative. Converted 2 years ago, and she was like, yeah, I know a little bit about this, but I'm not that, and I'm not. She was like, she's not really religious. She has friends of all faiths, whatever, and she believes in a God and she believes in a heaven and hell, and that's where it starts and ends. Okay. But she respects everybody, and She was like, I just was so nervous when I was going to paint this mosque. It wasn't a mosque, but just use this analogy. She was like, yeah, and I just wanted her to love it and whatever. And she said when I showed it to her, she loved it. She was so happy. She said she was going to go home and share, she was happy to go show her family, whatever. I was like, wow, you're really passionate about this. I was like, do you know I'm Muslim? She was like, no. Then I showed her my ID, because my ID is from 2018 when I worked at Amazon for 2 days and quit because my body was hurting. If you knew me back then, I posted on Facebook. I had Band-Aids. I had ice packs. I had never done a warehouse job in my life. I've always worked secretary and I've worked doing hair, period. My whole life. That's it. So I've never had a warehouse job to this extent. I've never had a warehouse job, period. So I lasted till day 2, I resigned. That was 2018. Then 2020, something happened that I don't want to say because they're going to put all kinds of stuff on my video. So something happened in 2020 where I wasn't able to do hair at my shop for about 2 or 3 months. My income went to zero. I was self-employed. My income went to zero since I couldn't have my shop open. So being a mother and a provider of my household, I went and got Amazon. They were hiring. And it was an essential business. So I was able to work the entire time. And I decided not to leave. I had good health insurance. I enjoyed working with the packages instead of people because my business would sometimes make me upset. Like if people are late or this and that, just different stuff. It's 2 different things. So I stayed. I liked having health insurance. I like how they treat you when you have health insurance. I never had health insurance for many years since I've been in Kansas City. So anywho, so I was like, yeah, I'm Muslim. I was like, I'm so glad you didn't say something to offend Muslims because I don't play with being offended with my religion or being disrespected. She was like, no. And then she was like, telling me how she has friends of everything and she lets everyone do whatever. So I had a 25 minute talk with her, showing me all her projects and things she's done for different people. And it's heartfelt and she don't charge for anything. And her work is immaculate. Wonderful. Okay. And I've never worked in her. We are in the same department, but she works on the other side where I'm never there except for after break when the manager gives a talk. They call it stand up. Okay. So that happened. And then I went to my department, my area of the department. And I'm going to say there was 1 Muslim, me. There was 3 Christians and 1 Muslim, 3 Catholics and 4 Christian. Okay, so the Catholics use the Catholic Bible. The Christians use, let's say, the King James or New International or whatever, okay? So we had a 45-minute talk. I'm not going to say, I'm adding different numbers because I don't want anyone to know. Like, I'm keeping our business private. The conversation was so amazing to me because religion is my number 1 to talk about and discuss. I love hearing what a person believes unless they're disrespectful. And I had to slow the roll with my closest friend, with my closest coworker, because that person loves to insinuate things that I will find offensive. I was like, oh my gosh, don't even start with me. But all of us in this round table, which we were just standing around. We weren't in a round table, but we were having a discussion. I learned the most I've ever learned about Catholic today. One person was extremely knowledgeable. One person was thinking about their mindset is what they've raised around, but not really done a deep dive into their book. Then the one Christian believes he's not doing a deep dive either. And then us 4 were talking. And we had a 30-minute conversation. Then we remembered someone that is super religious at my job. They are this religious. I didn't know this. The person that I talked to the most told me that is the best God-fearing person there is in their book. So in his like opinion, okay? Like that's his standard for Christianity. The person he's talking about will end his 10-hour shift at Amazon and go to the car to read his Bible before he leaves. And we've had a discussion before many months ago. And I was like, why you do that? He said, I don't know. I just feel it on me. Anyway, they went and got him. So we had every kind. We talked about the Catholic Bible, the difference, I asked the questions, the difference between Catholic and the other Bible. And then we talked about what do we think will happen to people that reject our faith. Then we talked about, do we really know who is the real God? Do we worship the same God? We talked about Christians, Jews, Muslims, okay? And then we brought the guy, the religious guy. And the ones that were with me, they were like very too sweet. When he came, we asked him a question. He was blunt with it. He didn't care what anyone thought. Respectful, extremely respectful. And then one of his close friends came too. And I just had to make this video because we had a 1-hour discussion with 3 separate things. They think one of them thinks I'm going to hell because, man, if y'all unsubscribe because I'm sharing this, I'm very disappointed because I want y'all to be like our discussion was. We were united. We weren't hating on each other. We weren't like whatever. It was an amazing night. It was like a blessing conversation because I love talking about God regardless. And we're all on the same accord that we're taught to love our neighbor. We're taught to have good character and good behavior and try to do our best and not force anything on each other. But when he came, he was passionate with us. He actually went from Catholic to his Christianity that he practices, and told his testimony. It was so cool because we have so many different viewpoints on the concept of God, the concept of life after passing away, Judgment Day, Purgatory, who we worship. Do we worship saints? Do we worship Jesus? Do we worship Trinity Jesus? Or do we worship straight to only one God? Like, none of us got upset. None of us offended each other. We coexisted in a dialogue that felt good because every last one of us believe in God, love God, and want the best for each other. So, and one of them was like, I pray for you. I was like, yeah, I pray for you too. But I feel like some of us are praying to a different God. But the true love for a human person, a human being, is not to hate on them. And it's funny. I'm just sharing what happened at work. But I need to listen to this 5-hour talk. That's what I found when I left work, was a 5-hour talk with my favorite Muslim speaker that says women should not do dawah, which is calling people to the oneness of Allah or teaching or calling people to our religion. And I don't know what he thinks. I don't know if he thinks women should not be on YouTube at all or social media. I feel like that's what he said, but I don't know. And it's a 5-hour talk. I got the time at work. I have the time. And I don't watch videos on one speed. Like, this is 23 minutes, which is crazy and wild to me. But I do live streams. So, I hope I remember to put there is a Muslim sister that she watched my video yesterday that I put. And she was like, sometimes I watch to the end because I feel like I'm having a Facebook conversation with a friend. And that's kind of how I feel, especially on live streams. So I think my vibe of my videos goes like that. But my YouTube coach doesn't want me to do that. My YouTube coach wants me to talk about habits that you can implement in your life. But I just feel like that's not what this is really. It is, I want to make money. Really, that's number one. And I'm going to say that's number one over purpose, because if they don't give me my ads back, I don't want to make content here. Even though my purpose is to pour into people, to cheerlead them, to make them feel good, to give them pep talks. I have a coworker that doesn't feel confident, like needs everyone to think they're amazing. And I'm like, I give them a pep talk, because you are amazing, and you can never make everyone think you're amazing. I said, I'm one of the most disliked people. That's how I feel. And it doesn't matter who dislikes me, because it doesn't matter. You can't please everybody. So I feel like it's my purpose, because I just love on people, but I don't love on everybody, like I keep telling y'all. And I want to repeat myself every day. Reppin' Time Fitness. I wish you would watch this video to this point. He repeats himself for years every day about etiquette and safety at the gym. He says the same thing. There's not one week, and he's been on YouTube as long as I have. There's not one week. There's not one. If I watch 5 of his videos, it's impossible for him not to talk about etiquette in the gym, because that is something he's passionate about. It's important to him. So when you hear me repeating the same thing over and over, I hope that you don't get annoyed, which you probably don't. If you watch enough of my videos that I repeat myself, that means you're awesome. You're awesome because you watch a lot of my content. I just wanted to get on here and make this video because it just nourished my heart. And to know that there's that many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us in my department of 3 different religions, we hold ourselves to a high standard of conduct. That made me feel so more connected to my department. They're all within my department. I was like, this is so beautiful. This is so freaking beautiful because we're so different, but we're so similar. It just made me feel good. I wanted to make this video, but this is 26 minutes. I do need watch time. But if you want to be a real content creator, and if you're doing vlog type or just these talking videos, you want to make that video in the moment as soon as you can, because the feeling I had when I left work was warm and fuzzy and excited. And I can't wait to go to work tonight because we don't have work to do. And I'm hoping we get to talk again today. And I'm not trying to convert anybody, but you better believe if I care about you, I'm praying that God guides you to what I believe is the truth. And I expect you to love me and pray for the same thing. If what you believe is true, I don't hate on you because you believe your Bible's correct or your Torah. Well, I'm going to stop talking about Jewish stuff because I don't know it like I know the 2 that I talk about. But I expect you to pray to to whatever you believe is God. I expect you to pray for me to be guided to what's right. And I'm doing the same for you. And that is an act of love. I don't need to hate you because you don't believe what I believe. And you don't need to hate me because I don't believe what you believe, because God put us both here. And God put us, I believe in predestination. We were meant to meet. I don't know why. I don't know if it's for 1 video, 20 videos. I don't know if you're going to be one of my 1,000 true fans. Because once you have 1,000 true fans, you could be a millionaire. 1,000 true fans. That's a concept I want to study deep because I want to be a millionaire. Why? Do I want riches? Yes, I do. And I don't see anything wrong with it. And the Bible says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of the needle than it is for a rich man to get to heaven. I don't use the Bible. I know most of my people are Christians. And in my religion, it says, I don't know if it says that, but it says something, the concept is similar. Like, let me just stop. I don't know if the concept's similar, but there's no amount of riches on earth that could that you could take to your grave or to the next life. It's not about that. It's about your character, your deeds, whatever. So I think my favorite speaker I don't know if they would think, I got to listen to that whole video, and that helps me get through Amazon at night because I put on stuff that I'm interested in. Like, I love listening to lectures. I don't study anything. I don't study Bible. I don't study Torah. I study the Quran because that's the book I believe in. I think that it's the verbatim words of God. So, but I'm not disrespectful. I want to coexist, and I truly believe the original. And I'm just repeating it because this is a religious video. This is what I believe. And a lot of people don't know what Muslims believe. Every Muslim believes in Noah, Jesus, David, Solomon, peace be upon them, Aaron, a lot of them, most of them. Let me not say most, a lot of them. Job. And that's who we have to remember when we're feeling down or when we're feeling struggles. Like, those were the people that God, like, favored and sent to humankind to give the message to worship only him and to do good things, and we'll have a good ending. I don't know if that's considered dawah. I don't feel like what I'm saying in this video, man, I got the demonetization, no ads, and now I got, is this even right? I don't go based on opinions. He did give proof, the person that's saying it's wrong. I don't see it yet for myself at all. I feel like I'm covered enough. I feel like my effort is enough. I feel like God knows the intentions, but that's not an excuse. And I did say that. I'm going to repeat everything I need to repeat when I want to repeat it. I'm working on being unapologetically me on my channel. It's very hard. I don't want to share my food, but I want to. I didn't even edit that video. It was so long and I was so late. But I'm definitely going to share my weight every day, even though that is not my success measuring point. And this channel is not diet or weight loss advice. You can just pause it and read my disclaimer. Pause, disclaimer. I am not a doctor or licensed nutritionist. Always consult your doctor before making any changes to your diet or exercise routine. I'm going to say this excessively because I want my ads back. And money is important to live, and I just don't, I've never been rich and I want to. And if I never get rich in this life, but I have a successful judgment day, man, if it takes me if my current problems are nothing, I don't have no real problems in life at all, because I look at the world. I look at what it could be, you know? So I'm blessed and I feel happy about it. And if you made it to the end, what can you say? What is your favorite seed? Pumpkin seed, fennel seed, sesame seed, seed or nut. Just name your favorite seed or nut, or say if you're allergic or if you don't like them. Somebody in my, see, I don't even want to give, I don't know what you guys want me to say and not say from our private community, so I'm not saying it. But one of these people is doing fruits, seeds, nut, plant-based diet for June, and they've never done it before. I love that. I love challenges, and God's food is the best food. What comes from the earth, what you can hunt and gathering, is what we should be eating, not the processed stuff. I'm nowhere close to only doing that, but I really believe those are the best foods to eat. And I believe any diet exercise, any diet program you find is going to give you the same, they're going to like give you a different puzzle to put together to get to the same conclusion. Unprocessed plants, fruits, which are plants, and the animals that we hunt. That's it. That is the best diet in my opinion. And if you're vegan, I respect that. I just believe that we can eat meat. I agree with, I don't think I should be eating this meat that's out here, based on how they were raised, based on the way they're modifying them or cloning them. I don't believe that's okay. Like the way God intended. I'm getting sleepy. This is 33 minutes. Anyone that says to themselves, I don't know who you think's about to listen to 33 minutes. Well, they're not even on the video anymore. I don't know why people say that. Like, you choose what you watch. There's like, how many billion? There's like 1.9 billion videos on YouTube. Like, I'm just 1 out of 2 billion videos. I don't know how often that is, if that's the last year or total. I don't know. But I just saw that figure yesterday. I was like, that's a lot of videos. Anyway, I'm going to be back because I need to do my shout outs and I need to do my weigh-in, but I want to take a nap because when you sleep, I don't know how you lose weight when you sleep. But when I do a full sleep, instead of this cat nap I'm about to do, I'm down 1 to 2 pounds every time I go to bed at night and wake up. So I like to weigh when I wake up, but I have a big drink right there, so I don't care. It is what it is. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. As long as I did what I was supposed to do yesterday, that's all that matters to me. I'm not stressing about numbers. I'm not stressing about anything. And sometimes I will. I'm very sensitive, so I will get emotional. Like the reply the person gave to me, um, I feel away, but they replied, so hey, that's fine. They don't hate me, but I don't know what they think. But it doesn't matter. Today is that chapter is gone from my attention. Okay. It could come back. Like I might relapse again. I don't know if I'll tell y'all because I was doing the most and I just want to move on from that. But if I feel like it, I will. I'm the Bob Ross of my channel. I'm the Bob Ross of my choices. Bob Ross, if you don't know, some of you are young. I have people of all ages, people that I could be their parent, people that could be my mother, and everything in between. If you're young, Bob Ross was a painter and just really fun to watch him paint. And he did mostly scenes like lakes and trees and cabins and woods. And I don't know, I grew up watching that. My kids got off work and went to the gym and they just got home. Bye. What's your favorite nut and seed?